How's it going, everyone? Today I'm gonna be reviewing. I don't know if you guys watched my last video that I made. Um, it's been a while ago. I made a video about Scream. I had the Scream box set and I had Scream 4, obviously because it came in separate. But I never got to review the new Scream movie that came out in January. Uh, Scream 2022, which I'm gonna give you guys my honest thoughts. All right. So, Scream 2022 was, uh, I mean, it was all right. Like I didn't hate it, but I also didn't like it. I mean, I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it, but I don't know, man. I felt like it was a little bit like too short. You know, I don't know what it was, but I think it was too short. I felt like, anyways, like the reveal and all that shit was kind of, it was kind of too short for me. I was expecting a lot more. Um, and I don't know why I felt like that. Why I felt like it wasn't that long or something. I don't know why I felt like that, but it felt like to me it was just a little short. And maybe that's just because, well, Wes Craven obviously he this was his last movie was Scream 4, so I don't know. And then he passed away sadly in 2015. So I don't know what that was, you know. I think it's probably because of Wes Craven, that's the first movie without him. Um but honestly, my honest opinion, honestly, man, I don't hate it, but I do think it's not perfect though. It wasn't perfect. Like it was pretty good, but like I said, it's a lot more that I wanted to be, like I wanted it to be just a little longer. But other than that, it was not a bad movie. So if I'm gonna rate it, I'll give it a 10 out of. I'll give it like an 8 or a 7, or probably a 9, just because of the fast reveal and all that. But well, it felt like, anyways. I felt like it was kind of like too fast, like the other movies. You compare it to like Scream 4 and all that. You compare it to like Scream 3 and like Scream 2 and all that shit. It just, it doesn't feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Scream 2022 does not, like, I don't know, it's just different. Um, and I was always wondering what direction they were gonna go with it. I don't know if you guys watched that last video, like I said a while back before. I think it was like in August. That was that long ago when I reviewed all the Scream movies one by one. I had the box set and all that, and I said that I was excited for this movie. Well, now fast forward. Now it's April. It's gonna be April. Um, and I watched it back in January and hadn't got a chance to review it. But like I said, 8 out of 10, or 9 out of. I'd probably give it like a 9. Like I said, you know, because as I said, it wasn't perfect, but it also wasn't great, or it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't that perfect. You know what I mean? So I didn't really hate it, but the only thing I hated was that, like, the reveal and all that. It felt like too like rushed, you know. And I didn't expect that, to be like that. Um, I didn't expect I didn't expect it to be that short. Well, I felt like it was, anyways. Maybe that's because I was just enjoying it, but still, um, the ending kind of, I don't know, man. Because as you guys know, Stu's house was back from Scream 1. So, obviously, they haven't changed anything up, which I have a problem with. I have a problem with that. Um, the fact that they haven't changed nothing, the fact that they keep on doing the same shit, like the house thing, and this girl gets a phone call in the house, and just change it up. That's my ultimate problem. Like with these like just change it up, man. Take some risk. Change it up. Um, we don't need the same old stuff like teenagers and all that. We know that Scream, yeah, it is about basically teenagers. Well, not really, because I guess Scream 3 kind of didn't have any teenagers. So, but I don't know, man. Like I wanted to see something new. I wanted to see something new and fresh, not like the same, thing that we've got. Um, but that's the only problem that I have is that the movies haven't had a change. And no, I'm not saying totally change like the whole like change like his weapon, or I'm not saying change his weapon or nothing, but I'm just saying more like creativeness. Like I was wanting to see more like creative like kills and all that. I personally, because he just had the buck knife, which I understand that, yeah, that's who he is. That's who Ghostface is. He's you know, he's got that's his weapon. He's gonna have the buck knife. I mean, that's his weapon. So I'm not saying totally change. I'm not saying change the weapon or nothing. I'm just saying it would have been nice to see like creative kills. Let's say if he was like near like a pitchfork or some shit, something like that would be something that I wanted to see. Like, but as you guys all know too, is that Scream 6 is actually confirmed. Um, Courtney Cox has signed on, I guess, too. Uh, Obviously, you guys know that Dewey Riley died in Scream 5. Spoilers. Sorry. Sorry if some of you didn't see it yet, but uh, Dewey Riley dies. Scream 5, sadly. And I kind of knew it was going to happen. I believed it. A lot of people said that it should have been Gale, but honestly, I think Dewey was the right choice. I'm not saying that I wanted him to die or nothing. I'm just saying, like, it was, I knew I was right. I just knew. There's a lot of people out there that said the same. Said that, yeah, the Dewey's gonna die, and well, that's probably why they had the advertisement for it, like for Scream 5 when he was in the house. That was him saying, goodbye to everybody. So, and that kind of made sense, and all of a sudden he just died. A brutal death. Goes, it's sad, man. Dewey Riley was my favorite character in the Scream franchise, and it's just sad that he's gone now. Like, he just got killed off in this movie. What did I say? So the movie, it wasn't perfect, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed, like, I had fun with it. I enjoyed it, I was excited. But like I said, that creativeness, you know, it would have been a little bit better. Honestly, in my opinion, it would have been way better for them to actually be more creative with it. Because I felt like the kill. Okay, there's one kill that I enjoyed. It was Wes Hicks when Ghostface jammed that fucking knife in his throat. I mean that was pretty good. But I'm just talking about like I said, like pitchforks, and I'm not saying change his weapon again though. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, let's just say he's in the garage and he sees a hammer, he could just grab it and just do something, you know what I mean? And kill somebody with the hammer, I'm not saying that he's like some kind of like Michael Myers or nothing like that. He's fucking Ghostface. I mean, he's Ghostface and he's iconic with his buck knife. But I'm just saying, like, if there was like drastic changes, like new setting and all that, maybe uh, it's been confirmed that the movie Scream Six is gonna be in Canada, Montreal, I think. So that's where it's gonna be, and they're gonna begin filming uh just in a couple months, or yeah, in a couple months. I think like June. So that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that. They need to take some risks in this next film. I'm not saying that this movie is bad. Scream Five. I'm just saying I call it Scream Five honestly. Because that's what it was. And I don't know what was going through their head just calling it Scream. I mean, I understand that you wanted people to like new generation and all that to, watch, but like people who hasn't saw the originals or anything, like I understand that, but you just put yourself in a tough position, you know what I mean? Because what are you going to call the next Scream? You're going to call it Scream 2? You know what I mean? You're going to call it, and then you're going to call the one after that Scream 3? Like, you know, that's what people think that they're going to name it Scream 2. And I hope that's not the case, because I actually heard that they're going to be calling it Blacksmith, I think. I think Blacksmith, if I'm right. Um, or Blackmore. I think it was Blackmore, excuse me, or something. But it's basically Scream 6 though. That's what I'm always going to call it cuz that's what it is. Same as Scream 2022. That was Scream 5. Um but I enjoyed it. I did not expect Jack Quaid and um I didn't expect him to be one of the killers, and Amber too. I didn't expect her to be a killer. I was kind of thinking maybe like Wes Hicks or something, or one of Randy Meeks' niece and nephews, like the Meeks twins. I was expecting. I mean, but and that's another thing, man. They did not in this movie. They did not do a good job of hiding the killer. All right, it's like okay, Jack Quaid was talking to Sam, right? Oh, Sam Carpenter, right? So, and he every time he was talking to her, you kind of just knew, like his eyes and all that. You just knew, kind of like in the first Scream movie, how you knew, like already that Billy Loomis was the killer, and Stu was the killer too, because in that video, the video store scene when he grabs Randy and all that, and everybody just knew, you know. It's just like one of those things with Jack Quaid, like you just knew. And that's one thing that they didn't capitalize on is hiding the killers. One of the killers anyway. They did a good job hiding the second killer, I would say, but they didn't do a good job hiding the first. It was kind of obvious. I mean, in some ways, it was very obvious. Um, but all around, man, I really enjoyed the movie. It was definitely different from the originals. It was definitely different. Um, the only thing it was good to see the OG3 back. Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. You know, it was definitely cool to see them. Um, in the movie, but sadly, obviously, Dewey Riley, he had to meet his end, man, in this film, which is sad. It's really sad, but um, we're gonna have to keep moving forward with this franchise, because eventually they're gonna have to kill. They're gonna have to kill Courtney Cox too, and Gale Weathers, eventually too. I'm thinking, not hoping. I hope they don't, but if you want to continue and you want to have a new generation of characters, new generation of like new people and all that, new generation of characters, well, you know, what are you gonna do? You just gonna keep them living, like keep Gail living and all that? I mean, you eventually got to kill her off too. I mean, um, same with Sydney Prescott. I mean, no, Sydney Prescott is never gonna get killed off. Let me just say, she's never gonna get killed. What I do think is gonna happen though is that she's gonna make her exit, and I think that's, you know, what I'm getting out of it and what I'm thinking, that she's just gonna make an exit and just not die or nothing, and just like leave quietly and just not, you know, she'll still be around or whatever, and but she just won't be in the movies no more. Eventually, you know, she it has not been confirmed yet if she signed on for Scream 6 yet though. So hopefully that's something that they can figure out. Hopefully they could get her again, because I really hope she's in the film again. You know, there's rumors saying that Kincaid from Scream 3 might come back. You know, in Scream 6. So, and that's that's a possibility, man. You know, and I hope that's the case. I really hope it's the case, and because there's a theories that say that Kincaid from Scream 3 actually uh had a child with Sydney Prescott. So if that's the case, well, Kincaid's gonna, you know, he's got to come back, you know. So I hope he does come back, Patrick Dempsey, because he did a great job in Scream 3. Like I said, he's a great actor. And I would actually love to see him back on in another Scream movie, like in Return, you know, and another person, Angelina too. But these are just theories. I'm not saying that it's confirmed or anything that they're gonna actually come back in the next movie, but it's a possibility, you know. Uh, so we don't know who's all gonna be in the movie yet, because obviously they start filming in 2 months. So obviously you got the survivors, obviously from Scream 2022. Um, so Chad Meeks and Mindy will obviously be in the movie, and I'm really thinking, will will Martha Meeks have a bigger part in this movie? I mean, she didn't really have a part. She didn't really have any. She didn't have. She only had one scene in this movie in Scream 2022. You know, and I'm really wondering, like, are they gonna bring? Are they gonna add her to the movie a lot more and make her, like, show her off more in the movie instead of just showing her one time and that's it? I mean, there's theories saying that she might be the opening kill in the next movie in Scream 6, which I don't know, man. It's a possibility, because she was not in Scream 2022 that much. Like I said, she was in the movie maybe in that one scene, you know, where had a picture of Randy Meeks. They're at, you know, they're all sitting and all the kids were at her house and all that, and but that's the only scene, and they had pictures of Randy and all that. But that's all you've seen her. I mean, in that one scene. But I'm wondering, is she gonna have a bigger role in Scream 6? You know, and I really hope so. It'd be really nice if she did, because, like I said, she was not in the movie. She was only one scene. So, um, but that's what I'm saying, man. Scream 2022 was good, but it you know, it wasn't perfect though. It had downfalls too. Like I said, though, I just wanted to see a new side and a new, you know, new things, you know, because if you're gonna move forward, and Radio Silence, man, these new directors, I appreciate that you get. I really appreciate that they um showed tribute to Wes Craven in this film. You know, I'm really, I love that. I really do. I appreciate that. But you're not honoring Wes Craven in any like way, shape, or form if you're you just called it Scream. I mean, if you just called it Scream 5, like Wes Craven wanted, because that's what Wes Craven wanted to call it. Obviously, he was gonna make Scream 5, and then he passed away. So, um, but that's not honoring him, man. You know, totally just naming it just Scream again. I mean, that's some ways I feel like that's just dishonoring him in some ways. Same with if they named the next movie Scream 2. I mean, that's even more disrespect to Wes. You know what I mean? Wes Craven, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's just like, so you're gonna name the next one Scream 2, and then the next one Scream 3 again, and then the one after that Scream 4? So we're basically gonna go 1 through 4 twice? I mean, let's just be factual. Let's use facts here. I mean, that's just not. No, I don't want that at all, and I hope that's not the case. Um, but that's the only letdown, man. Was the title and I felt like it was the ending too was kind of it was different. It was felt weird, and maybe it's because it's the first movie without Wes Craven, like I said. But um, so I am really excited for Scream 6. That comes out next year. Radio Silence is coming back to direct it and all that. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys too that Judy Hicks actually got killed too. Um, so Judy Hicks has made an exit. She's died now. So which I didn't expect that at all. I thought she was gonna live again because I thought she was gonna move on to the next movie, but didn't. And if you guys don't know who Judy Hicks is, go back and watch Scream 4. She's in Scream 4 also. Um she was in she was in Scream 4, and she was a deputy with Dewey. So, but she sadly made her end in this movie, which, you know, kind of shocked me in some ways because I expected her to be one of the killers or whatever. But like I said, that happens. Um, but honestly, I really enjoyed the movie, man. Like I said, other than that, Judy Hicks and like Dewey Riley, I think Dewey Riley's death was probably the saddest one because, well, aside from Randy Meeks, but in Scream 2, but this death, man, it just really hit home for me, man, because Dewey's been David Arquette has been in the movie since Scream 1. I mean, the first Scream movie, and he was supposed to die in that movie. Wes Craven had written in that he was actually gonna die in that because he got stabbed in the back. Well, then here comes Scream 2, and let me just say this. And then they changed their mind and just said, he's just gonna move on. We're gonna let him move on in the franchise. They didn't want to kill. They decided not to kill him, so they let him move on. He was in Scream 2. He got stabbed again. He was supposed to die in that one, because he got stabbed again, which I thought, that he should have. I don't know how. Some ways how he just made it this far, get stabbed. Uh, but there's theories about Dewey Riley that he actually did not die. I mean, there's theories that he's the third killer and that he's the mastermind behind all the murders, which kind of makes a lot of sense. In Scream 1, it kind of showed him being a little, little strange, because how did he know where Sid was at all time? Like, He was like the only one that had Sidney's number. And the fact that he had the mask in his hand and all that too, like how did he have that all the mask and the costume and all that, you know? So people think that's really suspicious, and they think that you know, that one, when Sid was at Tatum's house, and the killer calls her and Scream 1996. Um, People think that's actually Dewey calling her, and like after he hangs up, after the killer hangs up, Dewey comes out like right after. So people think that it was actually Dewey, talking to Sid on the phone. So that's why people have theories stating that Dewey was the mastermind behind it all. Same with Randy too. I mean, people say that about Randy too, like that Randy didn't die and that he went to college for like special effects and all that to learn how to fake his own death. Um, so I mean, it's a possibility, man. Either of them, Randy Meeks or Dewey Riley. I mean, it's a possibility that any of those guys could be the mastermind behind this all. And that maybe Randy's not really dead, and maybe it was a fake out, and uh, in Scream 3, he was explaining the rules and all that, and to me, it's like how did he know the rules of the third movie if he was dead? You know, it, it just didn't click with me. It just didn't. I don't know. Some ways I believe he's not dead. And that he was actually the one of the masterminds. But like I said, guys, this is just theories. I'm not saying that these guys are actually the killer or actually masterminds. I'm just saying it's a possibility that they could be. You know, I'm not writing it off. Same with as opposed to Dewey Riley. People are wondering if we're gonna see him in Scream 6. And man, it's a possibility that we might see him. That he might be actually one of the killers. But I'm not totally writing it off or nothing. Uh, but I'm really excited for it. Scream 6. A lot of people want to see Stu too, but I don't know about him. That's just kind of too. I don't know. Like I think he survived Scream 1996, but if you're gonna bring him back, do it in the right way. Like don't kill him off or nothing. Because I think if he comes back, you you don't need to kill him, dude. There's no way you should kill him. I'm sorry, you just shouldn't. He's a character that basically faked his own death or whatever. And why would you just kill him? Like, you just bring him back just to kill him? I mean, you can't do that. If you're gonna bring him back, you got to do it right. You know. But Sam and Randy, man, they could do it. If they do it right, man, it could work. It could definitely work. Randy's alive. Randy might be alive, man. Honestly. But so Screen 2022 was pretty good, man. It was just kind of a letdown, some ways, like I said. Uh, but hopefully Scream 6 changes that all, and hopefully getting like a new setting, like I said, because Scream 6 is gonna be in Canada, so that'd be cool. Maybe like an alleyway or something like in an alleyway or something. Maybe like downtown, like a chase scene, or some shit like that. I mean, something like that would be something creative, instead of having it be a house. Like, I know that's what he's known for usually, but it's a new generation. People want to see new stuff, you know, and people don't want to see the same old stuff. And They want to see something new and creative, you know? So, anyways, that's all I had to say in this video. I just wanted to give you all my review on that. Talk about Scream 6. Obviously, it's been confirmed and it's coming out next year, March 31st, 2023, I believe. I know the year it's coming out 2023, but I think sometime in March. I forgot the date, but so they begin filming in 2 months in Canada. That's what Courtney Cox said. So, meantime, we just gotta wait, sit back in our seats and wait, you know, and hope that they change things in this movie because hopefully new setting and all that. Because man, people just want to see new stuff, you know. People really want to see new stuff, and you keep putting on the same old stuff, people ain't gonna like it. You know, I understand that you want to get people knowing what Ghostface was and all that, but as a like I said again though, it's a new generation. People want to see creative kills, creative everything, you know. Maybe change up Ghostface's robe, something like that. Maybe change it up and make it like his whole robe like bulletproof or some shit. Something like that would be actually be pretty damn sick. Have somebody shoot him and then all of a sudden he just doesn't die. He just keeps coming at you, keeps coming, like something like that. Because it's a new generation and people want to see new stuff, you know, and something like that would be cool, like new advancements to the robe. So hopefully Scream 6. Hopefully they do something like that. Something like new advancements. Because that'd be something different. Especially if you know, new generation and all that, like I said. Like back in the day they didn't really have as much stuff as they do now. Um so but anyways guys, that's my honest review of Scream 2022. I gave it a 9. I didn't give it a full 10 because obviously because of the name and all that and the ending kind of. Like I liked the ending, but it came too fast as I said. I felt like it came too fast. And it was kind of obvious that Jack Quaid was the killer, one of the killers. So that's my review, guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Um, I'm gonna get a if I get a chance, I'm gonna review. I'm gonna be getting the DVD actually of Scream 2022 because obviously I'm a huge Scream fan, so I have to keep on collecting, and the DVD actually comes out on the 5th, so I'll be sure to get it, and I'll show you guys the. I'm gonna pre-order it and be sure to show it off once I get it. You know, I got Nightmare on Elm Street box set 2 to review still. I got Halloween also, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this Scream review, Scream 2022, and y'all have a nice day. Peace.